Hey guys, Fluffy Meowington here, and today I'm looking at Grim Dawn. I figured the game just went into alpha. There's no NDA, by the way. I figured I might give you a quick look. I've waited for this at least over a year. I'm fairly sure it's been in development for quite some time. It's by a small indie studio, Crate Entertainment, I think. They're like 6 people, and for that I'm really impressed already. Yeah, I'll just play some while I'm talking. I rolled an Occultist because they showed some gameplay about a year ago on YouTube or on the website, I don't even remember. And basically it was the Occultist, what I'm playing now, and I thought it looked really amazing because you're like, depending on your choices really, like you could play range like I am, or play melee, or just go pure caster. But whoa, what's going on here? What was I trying to say? Yeah, no matter which weapons you choose, you're gonna have like some spells and whatnot, and you're gonna have the pets if you choose so. Yeah, it's... I don't want to say broken, but it does seem like Occultist is really friggin' strong. I'll go over the abilities in a few seconds and the main things that make Occultist pretty strong. I also have to admit I've not played the other classes really. I've just had a quick look at their abilities, and they just don't seem as, like, even nearly as versatile or, well, fun, frankly. Yeah, as you can see, it's just an ARPG, really. Just, I say. What's going on here? Are these like friendlies? What the hell is happening? Okay, so this guy's punching me. That's nice. I guess I'll just start to kill people here and hope I'm not facing the majority of players, monsters at the end. Like these jerks. One thing I noticed negatively already is like stutter stepping like this is way too strong, way too powerful. Look, all that stuff's missing me even though I'm barely moving. And like against melee mobs, that's a massive problem because basically if you pay attention, they're never going to hit you. Like, at all. I did like what just happened there. I put a dot on this guy that spreads to the other mobs and he ran away. I don't know if that's intentional, so the other mobs won't get affected. If so, that's pretty good AI. I like that. But yeah, like I say, the stutter stepping... Whoa. I don't know what just happened here, but I like it. So yeah, anyway. Now with that done, let me just go over some abilities now. Actually, let me first look at the loots. Ooh, minus 16% recharge. That's too bad. Like the offhand books look pretty cool, I thought. I like it, but anyway, I'm not using that. Let's look at this. Is this any better than what I have? Kinda. Spell disruption, not really a problem. It looks pretty swanky. Let's see this. Nah. Good armor, but meh. So yeah, anyway. Excuse me. One thing that was apparent almost right away is the pets seem really strong, at least early on. The hellhound actually died once before. But yeah, let me just go over abilities. The raven that you see me following around has fairly little health and energy in comparison to the hellhound, but it has crazy upgrades and it just deals decent DPS. So like by itself it's just DPS really, and then you can upgrade it to heal, and for a substantial amount. As you can see, I have 857 health, and it heals for 166 if I level it up to level 3. It's pretty good. The next upgrade is even better because it gives you elemental resistance, elemental damage, and retaliation. And this is, you know, this is kinda passive. Well, it is passive, but like, it's like, I think it casts it as soon as you get into combat. Maybe not, I'm not entirely sure. I've not been following it. Actually, let's see if we can find some mobs. Surely there's gotta be some around here still. What's that? I'm kinda struggling here because I'm recording at 30 FPS. But like either way, you know, the pet just does it by itself. There's no input required from me, which is like amazing. Just fire and forget. Buffs and heals. That's crazy. And then this here is like AoE around the bird or around the target. It doesn't really specify. I'm hoping the latter, and the target gets stunned for a second. That's really good. Then let's go over some of the abilities in my skill bar. This is like a debuff. Slows them, they take more physical damage resistance. And if you look at level 2, level 3 comparison, the energy cost actually goes down while the effectiveness goes up every level. So it really is in your interest to level this up if you want to use it at all. And I don't see why you wouldn't unless you can't spare the points. You can upgrade that as well to lower elemental, poison, acid, and vitality resistances, which seems pretty amazing considering this tree is pretty much composite damage. I deal fire damage, chaos damage, I cause bleeding, which I don't know if that's a separate damage type. I just installed this yesterday, give me a break. So yeah, lowers resistances, slows, pretty boss. I mean, also 23 energy at level 3. I got 757 and regen like 4 a second. It's quite sustainable, especially seeing how there's like energy potions. So yeah, I think I'm gonna invest in this. This upgrade, maybe not that much, maybe a few levels, but yeah. Then this here is a dot that you put it on one mob and it spreads to the others around him, or it. My issues with this skill so far are that it takes too long before it jumps for the first time with the way your pet targeting works. If I put it on a mob, it seems most of the time my pets will try to kill that mob as fast as possible, preventing the dot to be able to jump to other mobs. Secondly, the AoE radius around the mob within which the ability will jump to another mob seems really small. If you have a pack and a single mob is like lagging behind the pack, you put it on that mob and there's a good chance it won't jump to anything. That combined with the seemingly low cast range or just like slow cast animation, I can't quite figure out what it is. But it just seems like this ability really needs looking at, but then it's gonna be amazing. You can upgrade this as well with more bleed damage, vitality damage, mobs dealing reduced damage to you, and here like a 13% chance of confusing the target for 3 to 5 seconds. I think it's a good guess that the percentage goes up as you level the skill, and 3 to 5 second confuse is pretty strong, especially seeing how it's kinda a chain ability. Don't know what internal trauma does, which is apparently also causes. Can't really give information on that. I'm not gonna go into the skills I didn't take, because while they're really good as well, especially this one, these two I'll go into. I just don't want to, you know, just wait until you can get into beta, or give them money to get into alpha as well, if you want to know a super detailed look at the classes. This here is the kind of toggleable buff, if you will. It reserves mana or energy, whatever, and it has a 1 second, 1 energy per second cost. But since I regen like 4, it just lowers that by 1, obviously. And it gives you chaos damage, percentage chaos damage, and if you, I think you can upgrade it. Yeah, it also drains energy and deals even more percentage chaos damage, so that's pretty good. Don't know how much I'll upgrade that. I'll just experiment with the second skill as well. I mean, energy drain seems kinda useful, but I don't know if I'll get it really. I mean, depends how many caster mobs there are later on, I suppose. Now this ability is really nice because, let me just put this out there, I don't know if I used it earlier. It's not really a trap, it's just like a ground AoE. Lasts a decent amount of time, and half the damage it deals to mobs, it heals me for. So that's really good. You can upgrade that to deal chaos damage on top of the innate vitality damage. It's just, yeah, a very solid lifesteal, if you will. Now to lastly go into the hellhound upgrades. By itself, it just has a lot of health, seemingly really good damage, and yeah, it's great for tanking. Well, I wouldn't say great, but it's good tank, I guess. If you kite a lot, it will do some tanking, and it's mostly DPS though. The secondary ability adds a 200-degree arc of attack, maximum of 3 targets hit. It adds chaos damage to the physical and fire damage that the pet deals. Yeah, and it increases the fire damage. So that's that. Yeah, you know, pretty good. Then this one is my favorite so far because it adds armor. It adds fire retaliation when struck, and it causes the hellhound to have a fire aura, which I guess, I don't know if that just means it has retaliation or if it works like Radiance in Dota 2 where it deals damage automatically. But either way, it also increases fire damage by 8%, which in combination with the, you know, cleave and innate fire damage and the next skill just seems really good as well. If you want to focus on pets, I think that's going to be really strong. This last skill is like AoE fire damage with a dot, so that just seems to complement the hellhound really well. So all in all, I don't really see what else you could possibly want, except maybe a really good nuke, which is why we're looking at this skill now. It has 18-second recharge and costs 185 energy, which I'm guessing isn't going to be massive by the time you can get there. Although 18 seconds is pretty long. The radius is really small with 1.5 meters, but it causes a 13 to 33 reduction to enemy health, deals 158 vitality and 251 chaos damage. That's a pretty damn massive nuke. And if you, for example, pull mobs, you slow them and lower their resistances, put a dot on them, pull them into your lifesteal thing, and then nuke them, I think most things are probably gonna be dead. And if not, you still have your pets putting out additional DPS, you can kite, you know, just stutter step, whatever. And if all else fails, you also have a kind of oh shit button. I'm not entirely sure, because as you may be able to see, it says 75% damage absorption. I don't know if that's plus 75 or if it means it's lowered to 75. Either way though, it increases your physical, vitality and chaos damage by 50%, your energy regen by 100%, and it gives you 100% skill disruption protection. Which means it's really just like a spam spell skill on a 4-minute cooldown with 18-second duration. I don't want to draw parallels to other games that may have just been released last year and were also ARPGs and kind of really sucked balls, but it kind of reminds me of a certain wizard skill. And I think, excuse me, I think that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm really happy with this class. I'm looking forward to the other classes they add though, because you can select a secondary class. And so far there's only 3 classes in the alpha. As you can see, there's more room here, and they said they will release more classes as DLC as well. So you're gonna be able to make some really cool combinations, I would guess. Right now, I've looked at the Demolitionist, and you have pretty good damage already. I don't really see what you could possibly want, apart from, you know, if you go full glass cannon it could work, especially because I think you get some knockback skills and whatnot. Stun. Yeah, here up to 3 seconds stun with a really early level skill. That kind of thing. Here, crazy damage, slow. Just seems really solid, but I kind of want to stick to Occultist, pure Occultist. And maybe I'll go into Soldier for these 2 skills here, because plus percentage physique, which is like kind of like strength, but also HP. Well, kind of like strength in Dota, I guess. And plus percentage health, and this gives, if you drop to below 33% health, it gives you 250 health and 16 life regen per second for 5 seconds. So that seems pretty good as survivability should you need it. Yeah, I don't know. It seems alright, but like I said, I'll stick with Occultist for now because I just want to get as many of these as high as possible, and I don't know how many skill points you get. I think it might be 75 currently, but yeah, I don't know. So TLDR, if you want to play this game, you should go to... What's going on here? Okay. You should go to grimdawn.com, I think. I'll put a link in the description, and consider buying one of the Founders Packs. Or, alternatively, just wait for beta, which might take a while, to be fair. So yeah, check it out. It's pretty nice, and I'll see you next time.